Today I'm going to taste the Simonsig Pinotage 2015 from the Stellenbosch region of South Africa. South Africa has been growing grapes since the 17th century. Their wine industry really took off in the 17th century because Cape Town was a mandatory stop for ships that were sailing around South Africa. They would stop and fill up on supplies, which included wine. South Africa has a Mediterranean climate. This wine region is located about 50 miles off of the coast. They also have something called the Benguela Current. This is a cold current that flows up from Antarctica up the coast and causes moist fog and cool breezes. They have a wind called the Cape Doctor, which is a southern wind. It dries out the vines. The most produced white wine grape variety is Chenin Blanc, which is also known as the Dutch word steen. Their most produced red wine grape varieties are Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, and Pinotage. Pinotage is what we're tasting today, and it's a cross between Pinot Noir and Cinsault. Their wines are regulated by the South African Spirit and Wine Board, and they have something called a WO scheme, or Wines of Origin scheme. This was created in 1973 to regulate the wine regions. This wine is from Stellenbosch, which is east of Cape Town, and it's one of the oldest and most respected regions of South Africa. So next up, we will assess the wine. So again, this is the Simonsig Pinotage 2015 from Stellenbosch in South Africa. With this particular wine, it's made from 100% Pinotage, and it's this particular wine the winemaker was trying to accentuate the raspberry flavors in the Pinotage grape. The soil in this region is shale, and it accentuates the perfume type aromas that you get in a Pinotage. So let's go ahead and assess the wine. When I look into this wine, I do see a ruby color, and it is staining the side of my glass. The legs are falling, they're very skinny, and they're falling at a moderate rate. As far as the aroma goes, it does smell almost dried as far as the condition of the fruit. I do get raspberry and cherry, a lot of red fruit flavors such as red currant and cranberry. And then there's almost like a mushroom or earthy type characteristic and a little bit of minerality as well. It smells really interesting, and let's go ahead and taste it. Really interesting wine. Definitely medium bodied. On the palate, as far as the fruit goes, I do again get a lot of that red fruit flavor such as ripe Bing cherry. There is a little bit of cranberry, almost like a dried cherry as well. It's interesting, like it has the ripe flavors, but it also has some of the dried flavors. The fruit condition I would check on my quartermaster sommelier sheet, ripe and dried. And as far as the non-fruit flavors, I do get a red flower such as a rose. There is a little bit of inorganic earth. I get some minerality, but then I'm also getting a mushroom and almost dirt type aromas and notes. It's really interesting. It's almost gamey. Like I get a little bit of leather in it. Just a really interesting wine. As far as the structure goes, I would call this medium bodied. The acid is moderate and alcohol is moderate plus at 14.5%. This does have moderate tannins. I mean, you could almost go moderate minus tannins. They're not, the tannin level is not super high in this one. And it is just a really lovely glass of red wine. It's very approachable. You could definitely drink this on its own without food. However, if I were to pair this with food, I would pair it with an aged white cheddar. I think they would complement each other really well with the nuttiness of the cheddar cheese and the earthiness of this wine, and then the red fruit flavors. I think it would be a great pairing. And I would also go with perhaps pork, lamb, or maybe some lean red meats, or even a spicy pasta would be kind of nice. Because the tannin level isn't too high, I think that you could have a little bit of spice in it. Obviously the alcohol is moderate plus, so you wouldn't want to go too heavy on the spice. But right now at the restaurant where I work, we have a grilled Kura Buddha pork tinga, and it comes with Mexican black beans and roasted multicolored potatoes. And I think that would be an amazing pairing with this, because the wine wouldn't overpower the pork. You would still be able to taste the spiciness of the pork, and I just think the black beans would add that earthy component that would kind of pull that out of the wine. So this is the Simonsig Stellenbosch Pinotage, and it is a delicious wine. I would highly recommend.